Hi, I'm here to show you how easy it is to convert a Thumler's Model B rock tumbler that tumbles a 15-pound barrel into a tumbler that will tumble these two 3-pound barrels. That gives you some versatility. Instead of needing about 10 pounds of material to run this large barrel, you can run two smaller barrels. You can also tumble two different things at the same time, or two people can share the tumbler, one person using barrel A, the other person using barrel B. The same modification will enable you to run the barrel from the Thumler's AR-12 tumbler. It's a 12-pound capacity barrel, holds about 8 pounds of rock, and it is a little bit smaller, a little bit quieter than the Thumler's Model B barrel. Now we're ready to switch out our drive shaft and idler shaft. We're going to remove the barrel from the Thumler's Model B rock tumbler, and we can see that we have two shafts in place. We have the drive shaft in place, the closest one to the motor, and we have the idler shaft all the way at the back of the frame to accommodate this large barrel. What we're going to do is we're going to remove the belt and then unsnap the drive shaft out of its position. Set it aside. Idler shaft, unsnap it, set it aside. Then we have the drive shaft and the idler shaft from the Thumler's AR-2 tumbler. We're going to put the drive shaft on first. Notice how there's a groove around the bearings on both sides. This groove right here fits into the slot in the frame. Before we snap it into place, we want to make sure our belt is on the shaft, and we'll snap it down in. Then we'll put the belt on. The idler shaft, it doesn't go back here. We have smaller barrels, so it has to go in one of these slots. It goes in the slot that's about 3.5 inches from the center of the idler shaft. That means it goes into this 1, 2, 3rd slot. So we position our bearing slot on both sides of the frame, snap it into place. Now we're ready to add our barrels. We have found that if we run the barrels so that the lids face one another, a little less noise is produced. So that's the way we always run our barrels. Another advantage of that is that the guides here, instead of them running on the rim of the lid and wearing that lip off, you have the durable base. Put the base next to the guides. This white guide here and this one here have the lids face one another. There, now we're ready to run two 3-pound barrels. And setting those aside, we can now add the barrel for the Thumler's AR-12. But we need the idler shaft in a different position. This is another large barrel, so the drive shaft and the idler shaft need to have a greater distance between them. And this large barrel, it is large enough that the idler shaft needs to go all the way back. So we position it, snap it in, put the barrel on, and it's ready to tumble. We now have the ability to turn this one tumbler into the equivalent of 3 different tumblers, the Model B, AR-2, and the AR-12. Pretty easy.